Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have a high need for power, and does Justin Baldoni have a high need for intimacy? Student, and I love applying my learnings to pop culture events. Even though these theories are grounded in science, all of these are just my opinions based on alleged events and are designed for entertainment. So this is a needs motive theory. It's looking that individuals may vary in their motivation and be high in different needs. And some individuals are very high in a need for power. So people with a high need for power have a desire to feel strong compared to others. So they're likely to seek out positions of influence. They're very skilled at social dominance and very skilled at having the last say. This need for power aren't necessarily toxic if there is responsibility involved, if they have a sense of responsibility. In fact, this can be quite powerful in a positive way. So it could look like leaders, teachers, community drivers, and people we look up to. Without that sense of responsibility, individuals with a high need for power can be quite problematic. There are quite a few cases in history. For example, individuals with a high need of power without responsibility have been attributed for the reason certain wars have started. But in the general population, this really shouldn't be an issue most of the time, unless there's, like problematic childhood behaviors or anything like that. Why do I think this is relevant to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds? Well, I believe the alleged actions, their timeline in terms of extorting the movie from Justin, their actions that have followed, and a little look back at their past, all aligns with this sort of behavior. So my interpretation of the two is they don't navigate the world as this quiet, timid creatives of Hollywood. I don't think they want to be seen like that. They want to be seen as business people. We know that about them. We also know that even though maybe they'd be comfortable financially, Ryan's definitely not stopping there. They're not like a quiet Leighton Meester, Adam Brody couple that a lot of people didn't even know were married. We see their fingerprints all over the place. And we also somehow know about them being this fun, relatable, humorous couple through their online trolling. There's nothing wrong with, putting PR out there, but I guess that speaks to me as individuals who need to control a narrative and want to put a particular image of themselves in the minds of others who might just be not even caring. If we consider the events that occurred around the premiere, such as the cast unfollowing Justin, him being sent to the basement, these to me are actions that are a step beyond protecting yourself against an alleged abuser. Now, I don't believe that these claims are accurate, but in the case that they were, these extra steps of dominance, even sometimes the language that was used around it, really align with this need, okay? I want to talk about another need, the need for intimacy, and not in the coordinated way, in a measurement of closeness. Individuals with a high need for intimacy crave depth, meaning they're looking for close connections. They tend to focus less on sort of social norms in terms of conversations. They're more likely to share their dreams, their hopes, their desires. They're more likely, in terms of research, to make eye contact, even speak slowly.
Hey, Blake, it is...
People behind this need as well tend to be more vulnerable, and they are much more likely to engage in self-disclosure. This is very easily misunderstood from people who are maybe not high in this need, for example. Do not dominate social environments. If anything, they're known to create communal environments and really look towards working together. So this desire to seek and share meaning can often be seen in what they strive to in life. So what would someone low in intimacy look like? Well, they would find vulnerability uncomfortable. They're more likely to see their friends as assets and prizes and things they can use than actual real connections. In fact, they might even ridicule actual true examples of vulnerability. And what would a clash between someone with high power and high intimacy look like? Well, it's likely the person with high power would weaponize their ability to use social dominance. They would weaponize those with higher intimacy's weaknesses, their disclosure of vulnerabilities, in order to gain what they want: power.